mean one thing, and that is it's time to be in the kitchen. Hey everybody, this is Leslie from GoToKitchens.com. Hey Les, hey Karen, everybody's popping in fast. I didn't get everybody there, so all right, let's turn this camera around. Hi. Wow, that feels really close again. I never know where the camera is going to be, quite frankly. You love my spatula? Yeah, I call them splat. I call them splat. And if you ever see this spatula at the beginning of a scope, you can be guaranteed that I am in the kitchen cooking. If I can remember to put splat in there, you can be guaranteed. I know, he's cute, isn't he? I have a mini splat and I have a maxi splat. That doesn't sound right, does it? But I do. I have a little one and a big one, and today we're going to use the mini one. This is the small one, and I am going to teach you guys how to make dairy-free, I almost said grain-free, dairy-free chocolate. So if you think that you know anybody that would be interested in this scope, please tap the little Perry guy right down in the corner, right down here, and share it with your followers, tweet it out, put it on Facebook. I don't care. Whatever you want to do, put it out there somewhere. Thanks for inviting followers, everybody. Thanks for all the hearts. Thanks to all the replay viewers. And I am going to teach you how to make dairy-free chocolate. It is so easy because just like all my recipes, they are easy. And this one's very easy as well. So, I don't even get a yo, I get a ya. Yeah, we're going to make some chocolate. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my my burner almost to its lowest setting right here because we're going to melt some coconut oil to start off with. Let me introduce myself. My name is Leslie. I have a website, GoToKitchens.com. I hope after this scope you will go over and check it out. It is right in the title of this scope. All you need to do is add .com. Chocolate. That's right, we're making chocolate. So please go over and check it out. There's nothing for sale over there. There's not a thing for sale. The only thing that I want you to buy is I want you to buy into your own health. So, without further ado, hi from Australia. This is Colorado. It's cloudy, cold, about to snow Colorado. So what I have here is I just have a saucepan. It is a small saucepan. And the other thing that I have is I have prepared a small baking pan like this. You want something with straight sides, pretty much straight as you can find them, because you're going to be making chocolate bars. You can put this in molds, you can do this all kinds of things, but I'm just using this little baking pan because I'm actually going to break off pieces to give away in a demo that I'm teaching tomorrow night. And I'm actually not going to make this chocolate in front of people. I'm going to make another recipe, but I want them to taste it because I'm going to talk about this recipe. Then you're going to take some parchment paper and you're going to fit it down into your pan. This will fit a lot easier once the chocolate is actually poured into this. This will allow you to pull your chocolate from your pan easily. The parchment paper is paramount. You must use some sort of paper. You could use wax paper if you wanted, but parchment paper, something like that, so that your chocolate does not stick to the bottom of your pan, because it will stick to the bottom of your pan and you won't be able to get it out if you do this. If you have molds or something like that, you'll want to put in some coconut oil or something. Hi, it's good to see you. So that it doesn't stick. So this is a paleo-friendly, dairy-free chocolate, and it is so easy to make. My pan is nice and warm there. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to put half a cup of coconut oil into the pan, and we're going to melt it over a very low heat. Okay, see that? That's just an organic, sorry, trying to do two things at once there. That's an organic coconut oil, cold pressed, in its solidified state. You can see it's solid there. You can buy that big vat that I just showed you at Sam's for like 14 bucks. So don't buy it at Whole Foods for a little bitty jar for 14 bucks because you'll be like, half a cup? Is she serious? These are going to be like $90 chocolate bars. But that big vat is just fine and is much cheaper at a wholesale club. So this is half a cup. You do not have to be crazy precise with this. Can you believe that I'm scoping so much the last couple of days? It's because I have so much cooking to do, and I figure if I'm going to be doing it, I might as well be showing you guys what I'm doing, so it doesn't take me that much longer to show you as I'm doing it. I'm just going to pull the coconut off of my spoon here. And you're just going to put that on low heat It is going to melt fairly quickly. Yes, my friend Dana from Whole Health Dana actually taught me how to make this recipe, and just like a lot of my recipes, they're taught to me and then I teach them back out to you guys. So a lot of these recipes are not completely my recipes, so don't think that I own these recipes or anything. But if you want to check out Whole Health Dana, W-H-O-L-E, Whole Health Dana, her website, and if you check out my website, you can see the how-to video that I filmed with her and actually see the link for that episode. It's actually a real Go-To Kitchens episode, so something that we filmed and edited and all that kind of jazz. So yes, you can see that. So can you see down in my pan, I have a few pieces left in there that are not completely melted. You do want it to be melted till it is clear. You can see there, it's completely clear, okay? But that didn't take very long at all. Then slowly, and I mean slowly, while you're stirring, okay? This takes a little bit of skill. You're gonna put just a little bit of chocolate in at a time. Oh, I should talk about what this is before I do this completely right out of. This is not cocoa, this is actually cacao. Cacao is considered a superfood. It comes from the beans of a cocoa plant, just like cocoa does. It's the way that it's processed. It is actually a rich source of magnesium. It has all kinds of amazing properties in it, all kinds of antioxidants and flavonoids, flavanols in it. So this is what I use. Okay, we're gonna sweeten it a little bit with some honey, not sugar, but some honey. So I'm just going to continue to stir here and add. At this point, you could probably turn off your heat. I like to keep my heat on, just on very low while I'm doing this. You want to do this while you're mixing. You want to stir and make sure that you're getting all of that beautiful chocolate mixed up with your coconut oil. Super easy. You know, I never show you anything difficult. It's always easy. How's my signal? There was a problem earlier. Am I choppy still? I went to my Wi-Fi, so hopefully I have a better signal than I had earlier today. Perfect. Perfect. I like perfect. Perfect is good. So I have my stove on the lowest setting that it will go. So we're just going to go a little bit at a time. This is 1 cup of cacao mixed in there. You not just want to dump it in there. If you do, you're going to get lumpy clumpy, and you don't want lumpy clumpy chocolate. Nobody likes lumpy clumpy chocolate. So don't just go downtown dumping it in there. You want to put it in there and just give it. I bet Splat is so happy right now. Look, he's got brown hair. That's hilarious. Sorry. I gave him brown hair today. He's got a do. Silly. I know I'm silly. I name my kitchen utensils. Of course I'm silly. All right, so we're almost getting to the bottom there. I'm going to do a couple more stir-ins. And then we will be ready. Ready. You could easily double this if you wanted to double this recipe. You could easily double it. Just double the ingredients. You're going to be fine. I do not recommend stevia. I'd rather you just use sugar, but you need to melt it somehow. I'd rather you just use regular cane sugar than stevia. I'd rather use honey than stevia, actually. Your body assimilates honey much easier than it assimilates stevia, especially the stuff that you buy in a grocery store. Unless you are growing your own stevia and steeping it and drying it and getting the product out yourself, which some of you are, I've talked to you about it actually, then that is fine. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my heat. You could use coconut sugar. It's not going to be quite as sweet as this is going to be. You'll see. Let me move that off there. You do not want to scorch it. You're going to see that we do not use a lot of honey for as many bars as we're going to use here. It's only 1/4 of a cup. But yes, you could use coconut sugar, but it's just not going to be as sweet. You could use the new sweetener Stir if you were so inclined. That's just coconut palm sugar. So same thing, really. Sorry, I know I'm out of frame a little bit here, but I don't want to, I'm going to put it right over here. I don't want this to scorch, so Need to move it off that burner. Okay, still stirring. As you can see, I haven't ever stopped stirring since I put the chocolate in. So you want to keep doing that. It smells amazing. This is my honey. This is 1/4 cup of raw honey. This is local honey. I understand if you're vegan that you maybe you don't want to use honey. A coconut sugar would be fine, but at that point, I would just recommend that you use just a regular sugar and you just liquefy it. So, but it does need to be a liquid sweetener. This is going to thicken things up a little bit. You need to stir this pretty aggressively so that it mixes in. You want it to melt. You don't want it to stick to the bottom of your pan. Smells so good. Sorry if I miss comments. I apologize if I miss comments. Oh, heaven. Heaven is dark chocolate. Yeah, no, I never used a double broiler, not when I'm using cacao powder. If I was melting bars, yes, but no, not this. It's fine. You can see, I mean, I don't have any scorching on the bottom of the pan. You can see there that it's completely clean. So, and smells perfectly perfect. All right, so now I'm gonna add a teaspoon of vanilla. This is an organic vanilla. You guys, you know, did you watch my scope where I was making my own vanilla? I learned how to make my own vanilla. You gotta see it, hold on. Look it's doing pretty good. It's about a week old. Look at that. Pretty cool, right? I'm kind of excited about making my own vanilla. Oh, the vanilla just adds a dimension that tastes amazing. I know, right? I just want to lick it right off the spoon. In fact, yes, it's heaven. What are you doing on at this time? I know. Hi, Dawn. I'm going to actually be on again after this making a salsa. So please, I mean, I'm going to be on a lot today because I figure I was doing some cooking, getting ready for my class tomorrow night, teaching people how to make their own chocolate. And I wanted to have some samples available that were ready to eat. And so that's what I'm doing here. Sorry, missing comments because I'm looking at my chocolate. Okay, so that's ready. I'm going to set that aside. Now then, let's turn the camera a little bit. You're not going to be able to see me. I apologize for that. And let's look at my pan. And this is going to be loud, so you can't even see my pan. So let's turn down the light a little bit. Hold on. I'm going to bring the light down just a little bit. So in my pan, I have parchment paper. That's funny. A teaspoon of vanilla. All right. So I have my parchment paper. I have a little bit of coconut oil in the bottom of this. You can't see that from this camera angle, but I do have a little bit of coconut oil in the bottom of this, and that just helps keep the parchment down and keeps it from sticking because this eventually is going to go into the freezer. I apologize. Let me see if I can turn my shade a little bit. I don't think I can. I think that that's as good as we're going to get there. So yes. So now then, let's say you want to make flavors. All right, let's say you want to make a little bit of salted chocolate. So you take your sea salt. This is Redmond's sea salt. Actually, I didn't open up the top of this. You take your sea salt and you put a little over in the corner. Just like that, just a little bit. So that corner is going to be sea salt. Let's say you like coconut. This is just organic coconut flakes. Let's say you like that. You just take a little and put that over in the other corner. I actually like lots of coconut in my chocolate. So simple. And then what about chia? Who likes chia? I love chia seeds. Yeah, black chia seeds. And I'm going to put those in my other corner. And some of the middle pieces are going to be all kinds of flavors. Because they're going to have everything in it. Gives it a little crunch. You could do nuts at this point. You could do, if you wanted to add some peppermint essential oil into your chocolate, you could do that. You could do all kinds of flavors. You could put cinnamon. You can make it spicy chocolate by adding some cayenne. You could use orange zest in the bottom of this and make it that way. I know you guys can't see that. I apologize. Let me see if I can just me see if I can kill this completely. Does that help? Nope, it's coming from somewhere else. I apologize. I'll try to shade it. I can't shade it enough so you guys can see it. So funny. Anyway, so yes, so we can totally, it looks like it's totally in the dark when I look at it over here. So I'm going to give my chocolate one more stir. And then I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to pour my chocolate into the layer of this pan. You can see then this is going to make a nice little thin bar. Probably in this pan. I've never made it in this pan before. I'm going to double the recipe. So when I go off of here, I'm going to do it again and double this recipe. So I have a thicker bar. I have another one that I usually make, but I thought, oh, I need to make some for a lot of people. So then at that point, you can just slightly, you want to go slightly because you have ingredients on the bottom. There you go. Push it down into the pan just like that. Can you see that? How it's running over into the side. Anything that has a straight side, you could use this. You could put this in molds, whatever you want to do. Then, here's the trick. There we go. So we have a pan of chocolate right there. Here's the trick with this. You can't see me, but that's okay. Here's the trick with this. The trick is that you're going to put this in the freezer and it's going to harden. Once it has been hardened like this, coconut oil melts at a very, at a temperature that is like, I can't remember, it's like 68 degrees or something like that. It starts to melt. So when you hold it in your hands, it's gonna get melty. It's gonna melt beautifully in your mouth. As soon as it hits your mouth, it's gonna melt. So coconut oil, yes, you want the middle piece with the cheese, I know, right? The whole, me too, the whole shebang there. So it's going to melt very, very easily. So you just want to be conscious of that. You do not want to set it in a warm place. You do not want to leave it out. If it's warm in the room or anything like that, it will start to melt. The other thing that I like to do, and at some point I will show you guys this recipe, but you can take coconut balls, coconut oil balls. So take your coconut and you put vanilla and peppermint essential oils and you make little balls and you put those in the freezer, and then you take those out of the freezer and you put them in chocolate like this that is just slightly warm, just barely warm, and it makes like these little peppermint patty type, you know, yummy balls, and you're getting a ton of coconut oil, which is an essential fat that you should be getting in your diet almost every single day, and you're getting it in a treat. So you get like a tablespoon, or no, probably a teaspoon, like a teaspoon. At some point I'll show you how to make those. You can actually put them in patty format as well and make peppermint patty style coconut treats. And they are absolutely amazing in everything, right? Finger looking good, that's right. Everything, you've controlled all the ingredients. So you know exactly what's in your chocolate. You know exactly what's in your peppermint patty. Neighborhood gifts, yes, as long as you freeze them and tell them that they need to keep them frozen as well, because they will melt. So it's not something you could ship. You don't want to ship those across country or anything, because there's just going to be a big puddle of nothing there. So unless you put them in something that's frozen. So yes, but these make amazing little chocolate bars. This will not set up until it's been frozen. The refrigerator will not work. It needs to go in the freezer, and it needs to sit there for about 15 minutes, and it's ready to serve at that point. You can break it right out of the mold there, and it's ready to serve. So I know, just stick them outside, right? My grandparents in Texas, they had like 3 refrigerators because they farmed, and so they had refrigerators in the barn. There was refrigerators everywhere. But when it was cold out, after our Thanksgiving dinner, my grandma would just go out and set all the stuff in the snow in Texas. If it snowed, if it happened to snow on Thanksgiving or Christmas, she would just go stick it out in the snow. It was so awesome. I loved it when she did that. When I was a kid, it was like, oh my gosh, our food's in the snow. It was a big deal, and I loved it. So thank you. Thank you. So yes, super, super easy to make. You can find this recipe on my website, gotokitchens.com. There is a how-to video there as well with my friend Dana from Whole Health Dana. So you can watch the video. You can write the recipe down. Once you've made it a couple of times though, it's pretty much, you got it. And you can make it so fast, and it's cheap. It's cheap, cheap, cheap. This big bag of cacao is at Whole Foods is about 20 bucks here in Fort Collins. Now, granted, that is expensive, but this makes a lot of chocolate bars. So, and you could probably find it cheaper if you bought it online, but this makes a ton of chocolate bars. And so you can make it super cheap, because if you buy organic chocolate bars, you know, just like the regular that are already made, if you buy those are about like $4 a piece, sometimes even like $6 a piece, depending on the brand. And you can make this for probably 50 cents. Maybe. Stupid crazy cheap. So maybe it's a little more than that, but you got a couple of bars in there. Yeah, yeah, right. Website again, go2kitchens.com, go2kitchens, plural.com. It's actually in the title of the scope, so yeah, absolutely. You could use this. This would be an amazing topping for, especially when it was cooled a little bit, it would be an amazing topping for some type of ice cream or pie or anything like that. Thank you, Dawn, for putting it in there. There's the website, go2kitchens.com. If you guys are not following Get Healthy Dawn, please go follow her. She does a daily scope in the morning. It's quite impressive. She has lost 91 pounds and still continues on this journey, and is now teaching others how to do what she did. Among other things, she's kind of just healthy all over. She does all kinds of health scopes, but they're real practical tips. So if you guys are not following Dawn, Dawn put something back up there. So please, please follow Dawn. Hey, New York Kombucha. We should talk. You should DM me. We should talk. Yes, there she is. Get Healthy Dawn. Do you make your own kombucha? Everybody follow Dawn. It's easy to do. Just click on her name, hit follow, you're done. Super, super easy. You can just touch on her little message there. Yeah, do you make your own kombucha? Yeah, okay, so that's hence New York Kombucha. Thanks. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for being here, Juicy Results. It's good to see you. So there you go. Easy peasy. I am going to go on and make one more batch of this and fill this pan up so it's kind of a little bit thicker for my, you're welcome, for my class tomorrow night that I'm teaching about clean eating for the holidays. And this is one of the recipes I'm going to share because this is cleaning. Make your own scobies. Yeah, yes, please do connect. Awesome. Oh, look at all of you. Make your own kombucha and kefir. Yes, New York Kombucha, please connect with me on Twitter or Facebook, or just email me from my website, go2kitchens.com. Let's connect and talk about your SCOBY making, because I just did a class on Periscope about kombucha making last Friday, and everybody was asking me where to get SCOBYs, and I would love to give them a space to do that, a place where they can do that. So yes, please let me know. Okay, I'm going to pop out. Next scope, probably in about half hour, is going to be fresh salsa. So if you want to know how to make fresh salsa, this is not a holiday type recipe. This is because I have company coming in, and actually I have a film crew coming in, and there are men and, thank you, yeah, great. There are men and women, and we're going to have a house full, and I want them to have a healthy snack. So I'm going to give them Jill's crackers and oh, good. You had to buy, oh no, wah, wah, wah. I actually don't mind buying my kombucha. I like the flavors as well. So both are great, actually. Yeah. So I'll be back on. I'm going to show you my quick salsa. If you may have seen me do it before, every time I make it, I scope it because so many people don't realize how easy it is to make your own fresh salsa. So I'm going to do that next in about half an hour, as soon as I make another batch of chocolate, which I'm going to do right now. So you guys have a good afternoon if I don't see you. And if I don't see you, then tomorrow noon, lunch with Leslie, noon Mountain Time, and we are talking about spices and herbs for the holidays, how to buy them, where to get them, how to use them, all that kind of good stuff, and why you should be using them. Okay, talk to you guys later. Bye.